What's up, guys? How are we doing? So, today, or yesterday, was good old election day, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about it. I know. Everybody's out here arguing, but I wanted to give you some information, some numbers, okay? 72 million Americans voted for Trump, okay? 67 million Americans voted for Harris. About 2 million voted third party. Split up amongst all, like combined, 2 million voted third party. That is a total of 141 million people. The population of America is 340 million. So 200 million people didn't vote. Now, kids, people under the age of 18 account for 20% of the population, which comes out to 73 million. Last reported 74 million. Take 74 million away from 340. What are you left with? 270, basically. 267 million. So 141 million people voted when out of 267 million. Do you see what I'm getting at? Another fascinating fact that I want to share with y'all is out of those 270 million that are able to vote, only 170 are even registered. So, damn near half the American population isn't even registered to vote. Before I give my thoughts on the election, either way, right or left, that means if Kamala would have won, a quarter of the country voted for her. Trump won, and a quarter of the country voted for him. That means 3/4 of the country did not want him as president, and we are allowing a quarter of the population to speak for all of us, because the majority of us, the 50% of people not voting, are allowing this to happen. I've told you my political stances. I hate them both. Okay? You replace Kamala, replace Harris, replace Trump. They're all going to say the same shit. What was America founded on? It was founded on being a democratic republic. It is supposed to be both. Okay? You got the right and the left fighting over whether it needs to be Republican or Democratic. It is supposed to be both. It is supposed to be a blend of both. And because Democratic is the first word, I feel like it's supposed to be mostly Democratic with a dash of Republican. Or maybe I got that the other way around. My point is that there's a blend. It's not strictly a Republican country, and it's not strictly a Democratic country, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be both. When was the last time you've seen a candidate that was in the middle? Think about that for a second. When was the last time we have seen a candidate for president that is in the middle? That doesn't openly shit on one side and only care about half of Americans. Because I hate that. Like, straight out the gate, just looking at Kamala and looking at Trump, both of them only care about half of Americans. They only care about their party, and boy, do they know how to play their side. Trump, all he's got to say is build a wall and pray to Jesus, and he's won over 90% of conservatives. Harris, all she's got to say is lift the abortion ban and pro-gay, and she's won over 90% of Democrats. Do you get what I'm getting at here? Does simply saying something that you agree with make you qualified to be president? Because I've seen nothing from these two that have shown me they're qualified to be presidents. When they debate, they're unable to answer a question. That goes for both of them. I am wording my shit very carefully here. I am talking about both of them. Neither of them showed me through their debates that they care about all the American people and making the country better. Isn't that what you want out of a president? A president that cares about all the American people, not a president openly shitting on liberals? Like, I'm sorry, but if you're the president, if you're shitting on any American citizen, aren't you supposed to be the leader of them? How can you shit on half the country just because they're on the other side? As the president, you're supposed to care about all Americans, not just the Republicans that fucking voted for you. And same with the other side. You're supposed to care about all Americans, not just the fucking Democrats that voted for you. The right is not always right, and the left is not always right. Sometimes y'all are both wrong, but sometimes y'all are both right. See, that's the thing. It isn't supposed to be just one side, man. This is garbage. These options are garbage, and these numbers tell me that we are not as divided as what the internet, what social media, what the media would like us to believe. Most of us are actually in the middle. Look at these numbers, guys. 200 million fucking people didn't vote. 200 million. 170 out of 340, literally half the American population, is even registered. That's insane. Now, yes, you got 73 mil that can't vote. Fine. That still leaves you with an overwhelming amount of people not voting. That's still 140 million fucking people that didn't vote. That's damn near half the country. That's more people than voted for Kamala and Trump combined that didn't vote. I came out with a brief video last night saying, get out there and vote. Because this was the same statistics from the last election. 49.5 or whatever % of Americans didn't vote. And I don't know if it's because you think your votes won't matter. I know it's kind of hard to, with how the electoral college system works, to think that your vote matters. I mean, we've literally watched somebody win the popular vote, yet the other president win. So I can understand why you would think your vote doesn't matter. But imagine if 50% of us went in there and voted third party. Imagine if 50% of us went in there and wrote neither. I mean, I know not all ballots are paper. The one in my area was, so you can just fucking Sharpie neither. You know how 10,000 people wrote in Harambe and that fucking Harris and the Hillary and Trump election, 10,000 people wrote in Harambe? You can write in neither, dude. Imagine if 140 million Americans said neither. That is more people that voted for Kamala and Trump combined saying neither. Maybe that doesn't amount to anything, but it makes a statement. We deserve better than this. Trump is not the answer. I hate to break it to you fucking idiots, but Trump isn't. He does not represent the average American. He is a fucking billionaire spoiled brat that has never had to work a day in his life, who is out raping 14-year-olds with Epstein. Yeah, we won't talk about that. Shh. That never happened. 60-page fucking transcript available online. You can read every fucking detail about it. But hey, it was settled out of court. It didn't happen, right? They were just buddies back in the day, and Trump just never fucked anybody like Epstein did, right? 30-time convicted felon. He does not represent the working man. I do not understand why you're so brainwashed into thinking he does. The only idiots that I see that like Trump are either people that have lived their entire lives on handouts or people broke as shit like me that genuinely think he's for the working man. And I feel sorry for those people because he's not. He's for the upper middle class. And up. He wants to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. And I know there's a lot of people freaking out right now about Project 25 and banning abortion federally. He can't do that. Okay, abortion is a state-to-state thing. Just like Kamala over here saying that she's going to make it legal federally, she can't do that either. What I'm getting at is that either side knows how to play you guys and knows what to say to get your fucking attention. And if somebody says something that you agree with and that immediately to you makes them fit to lead the country, you're a fucking idiot. Seriously, dude, is that all it takes? Hail Jesus and build a wall. Somebody, I guess the guy down the street that screamed that, he's a fucking good candidate for presidency because he said something that you like. Trump has already been president. He got impeached. He helped fucked up the economy. We have had a Democratic president and we have had a Republican president, and look at where that has gotten us. You want to put all the blame on Biden while ignoring the way that Trump contributed to the economy. His handling of COVID, I hate to break it to you, is a result of how the economy is today. Biden didn't fucking help by any means, but my point is both of them made the country worse, and you guys are fighting over which one is fucking worse while they both have us right where they want us and know how to play us. And 50% of us are not happy with these options, and we're doing nothing about it. Nothing. We're letting a quarter of the population speak for all of us. And I fucking hate that. We have more power than you could ever imagine. As long as we settle, as long as we look at these two options and go, oh man, well, these both suck, but I guess this one's a little bit better than that one. No. Fuck that. They both suck. Get them the fuck out of here and find me 2 new candidates. That's what we should be saying. Not, well, I guess we'll settle for this. Because that's all we're doing, is settling. The only people proud to have Trump as president are literal Neanderthals. I have never seen somebody give me a legitimate reason for liking Trump. Ever. 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 Challenge me in the comments. Tell me and explain to me what the fuck you think Trump is going to do to make this country great. What? You think he's going to turn around inflation? That's not possible. As the population increases, that isn't fucking possible. Do you understand how supply and demand works? While you're over here worried about your little fucking, your immigrants and building a wall and blah, blah. I'm worried about the fact that the population is going to double in 20 years and a gallon of fucking milk will probably be $25 by then. And you think what? That Trump or Kamala is going to reverse inflation, that they care about you, while openly stating that they only care about half the country? Wake up. It's going to take electing somebody that actually is in the middle, that has a fucking conscience and cares about the betterment of the fucking American people to lead us through the dark decades that are ahead. Because let me tell you something. The population doubling, technology making us more dumb, the way that we are going, getting divided as ever, we have more power than you could ever imagine. And we need to fucking use it, guys. We need to fucking use it. If 50%, if 140 million fucking people went into there and voted neither, Imagine what a fucking statement that would make. What if 140 million people stormed the fucking Capitol and said, you know what? Fuck these two. I don't like Kamala Harris either. I knew she wasn't going to win. I made a video of it last night, but I decided not to post it because I was a little bit too scatterbrained and shit. I knew Trump was going to win. It's kind of hard to join the race halfway through and get everybody on your side. I knew Trump was going to win. And I knew part of that reason would be because nobody would fucking vote. Vote, man. Please. I understand that it might feel like your vote doesn't matter. But if 150 million people feel that way, it fucking matters, dude. And it starts with you. We deserve better than this. These two options are a joke. The last 3 elections have been a joke, man. Hillary and Trump? Jesus fucking Christ. I had to vote for Trump over Hillary. That is the worst fucking, like that. Me voting for Trump is like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, but I didn't want Hillary taking office. Fuck the Clintons. Neither of these presidents are the answer. Neither of them have shown that they are fit to lead a country. Trump has literally proven that he can't. And I think it's funny that out of all the videos I've made on this channel, all the political statements I've made, all the YouTubers I've called out so far, the only video that's gotten a dislike was story time. And in that video, if you didn't watch it, I talked about how I had to grow up in racist homes, that a lot of my mom's boyfriends were racist, and that a guy turned to me and told me after seeing an interracial couple kiss on TV, he turned to me and 2 other boys, 8, 9, and 10, and said, if y'all were to ever kiss an N-word, you'll be dirty forever. That's the type of shit I had to grow up hearing, and that is not a rare issue. Okay? That happens in a lot of homes. There are a lot of people out there that think that way, that are talking to their kids that way. That is a very common fucking thing. And of course that video would get a dislike, right? Because how dare I talk about all the racist people that tried to drill into my mind that I should never be an N-word lover, that I should never mix my superior genes with theirs. That's what gets a dislike. Me talking about that. And then because I use that to talk about pro-life. Like, you can't say shit like that, and then that same person today is on Facebook talking about how pro-life they are. That's a fucking joke. I see how you guys act. You're not pro-fucking-life. Give me a goddamn break. So, I just find it funny that Storytime is the one video where I got a dislike because I talked about genuinely seeing it and being raised in it. And fucking Redneck Bill being told N-word this, N-word that, and then watching these morons go on to talk about how pro-life they are. And then you dislike it and tell me that what I have seen and grown up with and noticed with my own eyes is wrong. I'm not fucking wrong. Not all conservatives are racist assholes like the people that I grew up with. That's not what I'm saying. But every racist pro-life asshole is a Trump fan and on the right. And why do you think that is? We, as a society, are going to have to deal with some huge issues in the next few decades. Most of the people that like Trump aren't going to be around to have to deal with those issues. So give yourself a pat on the back for that. You're actively voting for what's worse for the country while calling yourself a patriot, and you're not even going to be around to see the results. So, bravo to you elderly folk out there that have made it on fucking handouts, and when minimum wage was actually enough to make you survive. All the fucking people that took over daddy's business when he died. All the fucking people that had C-average grades that got a fucking finger in the ass all the way up till college. Yeah. I'm tired of them speaking for us. Because 99% of the country is like us. Is like me. Out here busting our ass, barely scraping by, about to be replaced by fucking Uber cars that drive themselves, right? And with the population expected to double, obviously the cost of living is going to go up. There's nothing a president can do to change that. So, I would like a president that's a mixture of both, that's able to think for themselves instead of just spewing the same old bullshit. Like I said, you replace Trump, replace Kamala, replace the both of them, it's just going to be, the next election, it's just going to be the same shit. They're going to say the same shit. I'm pro-gay and want to fucking lift the abortion ban and all, and I'm pro-Jesus and blah fucking... They know exactly how to get you on their side. I expect more than my president than a couple fucking quotes. Also, I just want to throw in there that religion has nothing to do with running a country. I believe in God, but that has no business being in running for presidency. Being a Christian should not be a requirement to be a president. You know what should be? Not being a fucking felon. When you fucking Christians, wannabe Christians, are out here saying that this felon is fit to be president because he's Christian, you're a fucking moron. Religion has no business in running a country, okay? Your personal religious views and relationship with God, who has not even been proven to be real, it has nothing to do with running a country. It is just your own religious beliefs. So, I hate that a lot of fucking people that are on the right that vote for Trump are all about Christianity. Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm going to vote for the felon because Christianity, that's what Christians do. We vote for felons. We hate gays and judge everybody on a daily basis and don't use our turn signals and tell people what to do with their bodies and allow women to die from sepsis due to miscarriages because they waited too fucking long to actually do something about it because there was abortion ban. But I'm pro-baby, I'm pro-Jesus. Like, not only are abortions necessary, they're a medical procedure that are sometimes necessary. That is a fact, that is indisputable, that is just a fucking fact. We can argue about the ins and outs of it all day long, but that's a fact. And people have actually died from not being able to get abortions. Why don't you go do your research since you claim to know so much about it? Because that actually happens. Okay? Banning it is just going to result in people dying. I love that vote no on Amendment 3. Protect women and children. When you have women out here fucking dying because they are not allowed to get an abortion. Do you understand that? You fucking niece fucker? Like, I am tired of watching the very men that rape their fucking nieces, that make abortions necessary to begin with, sit here talking about protecting women when you can do a quick fucking Google search and read about all the women that have died for not having access to this fucking procedure. You are pro telling people what to do. You guys are fucking apes. And fortunately, most of us are actually able to think rationally and think for ourselves. The 50% gotta speak up. You gotta get out there and vote. You gotta do something. Because if 50% of us don't like either of these options and aren't voting, then that shows that we are actually way more united than we think. A quarter of the country elected a president last night. And if I'd be saying the same thing if Kamala won. A quarter of the country would have elected her. And that does not sit right with me that a president gets elected by a quarter of the fucking country. 3/4 of the country did not want this person. They just don't know what to do. Sitting at home not voting, not even fucking registering, that is a crazy stat. That out of 340 million Americans, only 170 million are registered to vote. Out of that 340 million, 74 million are children, so they're unable to register to vote. That leaves you with 270, which means 100 million Americans are not registered to vote. That is more people than voted for Trump or Kamala. That's fucking crazy. That is fucking crazy. We have so much power. And we're doing nothing with it. And we need to do it now before it's too fucking late because they have us right where they want us, dude. Whether it, next fucking election, I'm just tired of the right and left bullshit. What should it be? Should it be this? Should it be that? It is supposed to be a blend of both. And I cannot think of the last time I've seen a candidate be a blend of both. 50% of Americans, if you don't like either candidate, then vote third party. Do your research on one of the third party people and vote for them. Because if 100 million people voted third party, guess what, motherfucker? We would have elected somebody other than those two options. But we didn't. We didn't do shit. So, I don't know. What I'm trying to state in this video isn't my hate for Trump. It's to get you to wake up and realize that Trump or Kamala, neither of them give a fuck about the country. Neither of them give a fuck about you, me, the common working man. They do not care. Just because one of them says something that you like doesn't make them fit to lead a country. They know exactly how to play you. They know exactly what to say. They know exactly where you stand on things, so they know exactly how to tug on your fucking heartstrings. They know how to manipulate you, and they have us right where they want us, divided as ever as technology grows and makes us even more divisive. We're a lot easier to control that way, especially if we're all antisocial and hating one another. We need to rise up and demand better. But to live in a town where I have to watch these sister fuckers every day blow through stop signs, get into wrecks. Guess what? I saw a wreck yesterday. I actually saw a dead body for the first time in my life the other day. Guy got hit on a motorcycle. There was blood and guts all over the fucking road. And it was at a left light. And I guarantee you, without even being there, without even fucking seeing what happened, I guarantee you what happened is somebody was sitting in the middle of the intersection trying to turn left. The guy on the motorcycle had the right of way to turn right. And dude had a yellow light. So he just went and turned left and smacked into the fucking motorcyclist. I watch how y'all treat people. I have grown up in your homes. Inward this, inward that. I have watched you beat your wives. I have watched how you have acted. and only your best interest. And then you talk about how pro-life and how American you are. You are anything but American. If you're happy with either of these two options, you're anything but American. The 50% of Americans that are not speaking up are the majority, and you need to fucking speak up. If you're not happy with these options, go vote third party. Write in neither. Do something. Because literally, looking at the numbers, 75 million out of 340 voted for Trump. Think about that, man. Think about that. We have the power. We have the fucking power to demand better, to demand change. And instead we sit here thinking that we're worthless, thinking that we can't make change, but we can. 140 million people could have voted and didn't. That is literally the amount of people that voted for Trump and Harris combined. And if those 140 mil voted third party, we would have a different president right now that were neither of those options. That might be in the middle and better for the country. Because at the end of the day, the country is supposed to be a blend of both. And I think it's funny that a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, you're an American. Go. You're pro-America. You're pro-Jesus. God is really fucking proud of you whenever you don't let that guy merge and refuse to use your fucking blinker. God is really proud of you when you hate on that gay person and then turn around and claim to be pro-life. God is really proud of you because you banned abortions and let that other woman die from sepsis. God is really fucking proud of us. I tell you, I think he's abandoned us because we are not a species made to last. And you guys prove that every fucking day. I don't like Trump, but I don't like Kamala. I don't think the world's gonna end. You know, it is what it is. We got a shitty president. Whatever. But we've had a shitty president for the last 4 years. And we've had a shitty president the last 4 years before that. Like, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter whether Kamala would have won or not. We would still have a shitty president. That's what I'm trying to say. Neither of them are qualified. And trying to say that this spoiled billionaire fuck represents Americans is just... Is it stupidity? Is it delusion? Is it ignorance? Is it denial? What is it? Because no, he doesn't. He represents the 1% of America. I don't get it. But then again, I'm not a trust fund kid. So I don't know. You know, whenever you actually have to work for a living, people like that kind of turn you off. But whatever. My point is the numbers. Look at the numbers, man. We're not as divided as we think. There's a lot of people that don't like either of these options. And if we would actually be voicing that, we could get change. Like, yes, our borders are something we need to worry about. Yes, the ban on abortion is something we need to worry about. Yes, inflation is something we need to worry about. These are all things. I'm not trying to minimize them or make them sound small. But we're heading for darker times. When the population doubles and we have self-driving cars and everything can be done from our little fucking Apple glasses and we're as lazy and as stupid as ever, don't you think that's exactly what the government wants? You really think fucking either of these options care about us and are gonna lead us into a direction that's good? That are gonna solve issues whenever we get to that point? No. America is supposed to be a blend of both, and I have not seen a candidate that's a blend of both. It's either one side or the other. And that instantly turns me off to either of them. And the fact that a lot of people don't understand that it's supposed to be both is kind of insane. You know, you're supposed to be in the middle. Because the right isn't always right and the left isn't always right. And y'all act like it is that one-sided. It's not. That's why it takes a president that is in the middle to make decisions and think for themselves instead of just immediately doing everything because it comes out of the right, or vice versa. But whatever, dude. Hey, we got another president that was literally impeached, that's a 30 times felon, that might actually go to prison whenever he's done serving his sentence. Read about that. That shit's interesting. And, an actual rapist that doesn't give a fuck about women literally looks at them as lesser thans. If you're a woman that voted for Trump, good job. I bet your fucking husband shoves his hand all the way up your ass and uses your fucking mouth as a puppet, too. Anyway, we need to join together, speak the fuck up. 50% of us, like 75 out of 350 million. I'll stop saying 350, 280, because 75 million are kids that can't vote. 280. 75 million out of 280 voted for Trump. That is sad. Okay? That is fucking sad. And I'd be saying the same thing even if Kamala won. Next election, it'll be a different fucking conservative saying the same shit. And it'll be a different fucking Democrat saying the same shit. Neither of them care about you. And as long as we are going to settle, as long as we are going to be content being fed shit, guess what's for dinner? I hate that we feel so broken and beaten and like our voices don't matter, because they do. And 50% of us that are in the middle, that are more alike than we think, are not doing our jobs as Americans. We're letting a quarter of the population speak for us. Whether Kamala gets elected, whether Biden gets elected, whether who the fuck ever. We're letting a quarter of the country make decisions for us, when the majority of us don't like either option. Speak up, please. If you get anything from this video, register to vote. Register, dude. Not just so you can vote on your local issues with your state, but because if 50% of us lean towards the middle and want better, then we need to fucking demand it. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, and I wanted to talk about one little thing real quick. Why do idiots like you make statements that you can't back up? I don't get it. Let's look at this post for a second. Donald motherfucking Trump won, baby. Fuck you, Democratic maggots who don't care about us as people. Thank you for getting rid of those spineless who can't see past their own wants and dreams of power and control when they were clearly designed by God to use as an example of pride and failure. First of all, you don't know how to fucking write or spell. Congratulations. Second of all, that's a pretty broad statement that Democrats are only don't care about people and only want control and power and are proof of God's failure. Okay, so give me examples on why you think that. Why do you think they just want control and power and don't care about the American people? What have they done to show that? What has the Republican Party done to show that they're the opposite? See, you guys make statements, and then whenever somebody challenges you on them and says, well, actually, this and that, and disproves your statement, you laugh react because you're too fucking dumb to come up with an actual reaction. And believe me, I see right through it. You're not laughing. You're coping with the fact that you absolutely are out of your element and have no idea what you're fucking talking about. If you think Trump's a good fit for presidency, okay, cool. Tell me why. Give me examples of how. Tell me what he did last election or his last term that showed that he was a good president. What did he do? What did he do to show that he cares about all the American people and not just fucking half of you? What has Kamala done on her side to show that she cares about all the American people and not just half of you? You guys make broad, generalized statements and then don't have the knowledge to back them up. Cut that shit out.